Okay guys, this is Jim Sinesco with AFC, working with SEERID technology, and today a little snippet video is going to show how we're using the SEERID software, AccuSense, on this laptop and running it through a network. You can see right here we have the network connection going into our network here at the office. This is in our beautiful conference room. And you can see it's doing its thing. It's pulling a sample and it's counting down. And then we're all the way over here through our network, just like a printer and everything else, right? Well, there's Ben working with us today. Come through the kitchen, we come over here. Oh, and there we go. There's our AccuSense right there. And our AccuSense is connected up through a network connection through our network here at the office. And we're actually doing a sample with the benzene, as I described in the last video. So we're pulling a sample, actually a pressurized cylinder here, benzene through the regulator at 0.5 liter per minute, through naphthalene tubing, which brings the humidity from the room into the sample, to our T connection, which introduces the sample to the AccuSense. And then the excess of that, because the AccuSense only pulls in about 0.2, so that leaves a little bit of benzene. We don't want that floating around, so it comes through, pulls it into the AccuSense, onto the pre-con for about a 2-3 minute time period, and then the remainder of the sample then would go to the charcoal trap here on the end, which absorbs all the nasty benzene and chemicals if you're running through stuff. So that's how we have it set up. And you can see here there's no alarm conditions on the AccuSense at all. Usually you'll have a green light like you have here, everything's running good, and then low, medium, high readings, a battery and a power indicator here as well. And here in this particular sample, we're running 50 ppm benzene in air. So we'll go back all the way over through the office, back over here. There's John over there, he's working hard. And then all our great AFC bump stations that we produce here. And then we come over here and we are counting down on our sample. Now, of course, this is just going to be the first 3 minute part of the sample time. So it's going to go ahead, it's analyzing the last 3 minutes. So we've got about a 3 minute sample wait until we get our answers and our readings. But as we are doing these, the sampling, I can show you the signatures, chemical signatures from the last sample. You can see we have a little bit of TVOC in the room, about 27.6. That's just the background. You can also see here, it looks like somebody from the SEER in Utah, Salt Lake City, is checking our instrument out. They have remote utility activated. They might be making some changes or about to make some changes. And then we go to our sample countdown, and right about 152, 153, we start pulling the next sample. So the last sample 3 minutes ago, we had nothing there. We weren't introducing a sample. And then after about this 140 seconds and so on, we will then get some readings. While we're waiting, I'll show you some of the chemicals that are on this, on my software, the AccuSense ID software that I have. And I'm gonna go to benzene. And when you highlight it, you can see other synonyms of benzene. And if I click it, it'll actually open up the NIOSH Pocket Guide of Chemical Hazards. How cool is that? So if you don't know anything about benzene, you can look through here and see its molecular weight, the boiling point, freezing point, flash point, specific gravity, the LEL, UEL, is it solubility, vapor pressure, ionization potential, if you're using a PID or you're trying to ionize that, you have that as well. And you can see here, ideal H, according to California standards, is 500 ppm. Other information, the conversion rate, 1 ppm equals 3.19 milligrams per cubic meter. And the formula is here. Let's scroll down, you can see some other interesting things about benzene. So it does give you some really good information as far as what this chemical is, and you can also see here what the recommended NIOSH and OSHA permissible exposure limits. They are set at 0.1 for California, and then STEL of 1 ppm and time-weighted average of 1. So that's kind of interesting. To get back to where we were, we're going to go ahead and click on here the unit report. Unit report brings back where we were before, and we're counting down 27, 26. So we still got a little bit of ways to go. But I have some interesting chemicals here. And you can see, let's see if I can scroll down. Acetone, acrylonitrile, benzene, butadiene, carbon disulfide, methylmethacrylate, methyl chloride, methyl bromide, hexane, trichloroethylene, vinyl chloride, and phosgene. So I got a pretty good mix of chemicals on my unit. Down here, while we're waiting for our sample, we're almost there. This would be the tab for your IMS, secondary IMS detectors or PIDs. There'd be a PID tab here. You can click that, and that would just give you the information if you had a secondary instrument connected to it. Over here you have no chemicals detected. That was the last 3-minute sample period. The health of the instrument, it's always checking to make sure. If you see yellow or red, it'll tell you something's wrong. We're on line power, and the battery is fully charged, and it's saying next environmental calibration in about 4.9 hours. Counting down, we're analyzing. Hopefully we get something here. That would be great to see something. And bingo, look at that. Benzene, 55 ppm. Pretty much right where we needed to be. And again, I'm gonna walk back. Now we're already starting the second sample, the next sample. That one was a 55, 54. We're gonna go back around, show you our setup again. There's my messy office. There's Paul. And then here is that sample setup around and showing benzene at 50 part per million. That is pretty cool. So anyway, that's the setup. That's how it all works. It's a great way to show how sampling can be done safely with the carbon trap, not allowing anything out into the environment, especially the office room. So if you're using it without a fume hood, it works great. It doesn't inhibit or hurt the flow path, and you can see how that T mechanism really works really well. Jim for AFC and SEERID Technology. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.